It's been a year since the release of Halo Infinite. And back last August, I said that this was possibly the best Halo game since Halo Reach. Now, clearly I was wrong, but I mean, how could you blame me? The gameplay is good, and when the game had a surprise drop for the 20th anniversary, it had the perfect opportunity to completely dominate FPS games. Battlefield 2042 was a dumpster fire, and Call of Duty Vanguard was so boring that the only reason that game got any attention was because they added super secret prototype weaponry of World War II. Hentai guns, and anime armor.
Let's look at this.
Now, Halo was in the perfect opportunity to completely shit on both of these games. It was something fresh compared to Call of Duty and Battlefield. The issue with this game was that it was a little unfinished. It was extremely unfinished, and I'm sure that a fully fledged Halo game would have surpassed Call of Duty Vanguard and Battlefield 2042 for this entire year. The game was lacking tons of content past Halo's had. Lacking content in general compared to other shooting games. Barely any maps, and the ones that are there are just aesthetically kind of boring, and in my opinion, when compared to other Halos, these would probably be some of the worst maps in Halo, hands down. I can't really speak as to how good these maps are in Halo's comp scene, because I don't really give a shit, but in terms of what I find fun in a Halo map, these just aren't hitting the spot. But it wasn't just the small map selection. You also had the XP system, which was tied to challenges instead of it being tied to your performance in a match. Then you had a battle pass that barely had anything for free players, and in a game that was touting itself as having all this crazy customization.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield.
Having so little customization in the battle pass, especially for free players, kinda sucks. Also, the PC performance was shit, and mouse and keyboard implementation was so ass that I'm sure tons of PC players left for that reason alone, especially with how a dominant controller is. All these issues started to slowly show themselves, almost like when you're at a public pool and see an unsuspecting old man only to get flashed by him because he thinks it's okay to get naked in a locker room. In a public pool locker room. Someone please tell me I'm not the only one that experienced. On to the next thing. Things wouldn't get better for Halo Infinite. Big team battle would be broken for almost an entire month. Season 2 was revealed to be a 6-month season, and if you don't count the winter update as a pseudo Season 3, then Season 2 is really 10 months long since Season 3 is now coming out in March. And in this span of time, there would barely be any changes. 2 new maps, barely any new modes or balancing changes, nothing. The game would slowly fade even more into the background of the FPS gaming landscape. Unless you're me and put 800 hours into this game because you have zero clue what else to play and don't like dealing with supers, ults, and kill streaks 24/7. Like, look, I like Apex Legends and I love Call of Duty, but sometimes I just don't feel like dealing with kill streaks all the time, and I don't want to deal with supers all the time. I just want to play a game where I can shoot guns, use my melee, throw some grenades, and I'm good. And Battlefield is kind of in the shit right now too, so I don't really have that as an alternative either. Now, did I make an overly long intro to this video just to talk about some of my frustrations with the game and introduce Forge in a montage video? Yes, I did. But for real though, this update gives me a bit of hopium for the game, and it's W Riz by 343, and that W Riz line made me sound so much older than I actually am. You guys know that meme where it's like, how do you do, kids? That's how that just played in my head right now. And it's W Riz by 343. Holy shit, oh my god, I hate myself, but I'm keeping that in. It's great to play this game again and genuinely be hyped for something in it, and have a sense of excitement over what I'm playing. It's to the point that I, someone that never really did anything in Forge and past Halos, has started playing around with it and has been trying to make maps myself, and it's been a super fun experience. I mean, look at this map I've been working on. It's completely original, and I came up with it on my own. I didn't copy any other game, I promise. Here are the sketches, here are the blueprints. I definitely didn't rip this map off from a different game that is so much more popular than Halo is right now. Definitely, totally not. Don't look at that picture that I just put on. Now, it might look a bit basic, but for a first timer, I'm proud of it, man. Forge on its own gives the community a huge opportunity to essentially bring the game back into some sort of spotlight, even if the spotlight is just a little one, especially once the server browser gets added in Season 3. Until then, though, as long as you have a buddy that knows how to work customs and can find some games in the content browser, and if the bookmarking feels like working, 343, please fix your shit. You can have a great time on Halo Infinite right now, which feels awesome to say. The great thing is too, is that outside of Fortnite, what other games can do custom games like Halo can? Okay, let me rephrase that. What game, excluding Fortnite, can do custom games like Halo can with Forge and is free? Listen here, you little shit. It's time for the montage. Hit it.
Who is real Rebel Wood?
That's me, bro. What's up?
Yeah,
What happened
you
to
think
use
L2
like
Mind the gap.
Can you guys see things? I can't see shit.
I'm just getting back smacked. What is happening? Okay, let's see. There's a very intense battle between Fuzzy Taco and Fuego. Who will win?
Fuego takes the lead. Was it a surprise? No, not at all. Back home.
Actually.
Who's gonna be the ultimate winner? Oh, Master Gun took over.
What are we watching?
Shooting. Global paddle. Master Gun is also being noble by
Oh, crap. Yo, you just got hijacked.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
How we do it.
Holy shit.
I'm just in the air right now. Bring the
Yo,
Molly, you're striking wind. Operation Striking Wind. Yeah.
Comedy.
what the fuck is going on?
Right. It don't taste all right. It's not carbonated. This shit tastes outdated. I'ma hop on a PlayStation. I need a new station, not no Nintendo. She bend low. I get this shit like Pogo, cause she on my dick real quick. Lollipop, she licked that shit. No, Lil Wayne, I go insane. We on Infinite. I got a bottomless clip. It's a spanker, bitch. I spanked her, bitch.
Started turning into Eminem, bro. He started turning into Eminem.
That was good. Damn, I just shit myself. I need a diaper. I need to change. I need to rearrange my whole plane.
Fuck does my little brother be posting? Damn, I hate this one.
I hate you.
Hey guys,
Hey.
Jake Paul
He
sucks
on his
rapping.
Snapchat talking about some reasons why I would be a
Dude,
good
Jake
boyfriend.
Paul's in the chat.
Oh, you zesty ass little boy.
What?
Don't say it, dude. Do not say it like that. Oh my
I'd
god.
never say like that ever again, bro.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's not get hit by the highway vehicles then.
Oh, there's one. I told you.
Now, if you want to get into some of that action yourself, there are tons of Discord servers hosting customs for this game, but from my experience, the best one right now is the Mint Blitz server, which I'll put in the description along with his channel. There's always someone hosting custom games in there, and it's a blast to play with all 2,000 of his server members. Forge was a breath of fresh air for this game, and if you played Halo Infinite a bit during its release and then dipped, I think it's worth hopping back on with some friends to play custom games. Even if you don't join a server, there's a content browser that shows off all the community made maps and game modes, and if you have a creative bone in your body, then I'd say it's worth hopping on just to make your own game modes and maps. Like I said earlier with the Bind remake that I made myself. You can make almost anything you can think of. You like Counter-Strike? There's a Dust 2 map. Shit, someone's even made a Counter-Strike game mode complete with weapon buying. Do you like CS surfing? Well, someone's made a Halo surf map and a Halo surf game mode. I don't know how exactly they made a surf game mode for this game, but it works, and it works well, and it's pretty fun. Or how about Call of Duty? If you like Call of Duty, someone's made High Rise, Nuketown, Shipment, and Rust. Or maybe you're a Halo fan, but you just like all the old maps. There's tons of classic Halo maps: Chiron TL34, Lockout, Warlock, Damnation, Blood Gulch, Infinity, Boarding Action, and tons of other classic maps. I'm sure in a few months' time, we're gonna have most, if not all, the classic Halo maps in Halo Infinite because of Forgers. Forge isn't without its issues though. For example, you can't use it while offline, and they have stated the reason behind this decision, and I'll just put it on screen. Another thing that was added with the winter update was co-op campaign. Finally, after an entire year, you can play the campaign with up to 3 other people. We finally have co-op. Not split screen co-op though, which sucks, but it is what it is. Now, this stuff should have been there since launch, but at least it's out now just in time for Halo Infinite's actual release in November of 2022, not 2021. We're just gonna pretend that launch never existed and never happened, even though it's Halo Infinite's first birthday. Co-op isn't without its issues though, mainly the same issues multiplayer suffers from, and I guess the game in general suffers from, even in Forge. Those issues being desync and overall lag at times. Which, 343, can you please get on that? It's been a year and desync's still an issue, and if we really want to get petty like I do, the game has had desync since its initial beta flights in August and September of last year, and it's still in the game now in November of 2022. Knowing them though, they'll probably take an eternity to fix those network issues. I mean, MCC co-op has had input lag and random crashes since its launch on PC, and it's still not fixed, so you know. Outside of network issues though, co-op is tons of fun, which is the usual for Halo co-op. And it's great too, because from the jump, Halo Infinite felt like a game that would be infinitely better if you got to play with more people, no pun intended. Running around Zeta Halo, taking out different FOBs and banished outposts, doing different missions together, using the grapple hooks to move around the map, getting in a warthog with your buddies and driving around. It all seemed perfect for co-op. And while it was fun to play the campaign by myself, and still is, I mean, I'm a person that has played every Halo game by himself because most of my friends growing up and even now don't really like Halo. So, you know, the game is even more fun in co-op.
Prank him, John.
And I'd say even more so than most other Halo games because of the open world aspect.
Yo, I love the fucking music.
Nuts!
Oh, you do. Oh my god, yo.
No, this shit is so funny. I say myself though. I do have one small nitpick with the co-op campaign in this game, and that's that I wish you didn't all play as the Master Chief. And I get that that's not that big of an issue, but I mean, it's 2022 and Halo 3 was able to have the host play as the Master Chief and the second player play as the Arbiter, and then the other 2 players would be 2 other elites, and in Halo Reach you would play as your own Spartans. So having it go back to everyone plays as the Master Chief is a bit whack in my opinion. They should have either had it so that the host would play as Master Chief and the other 3 players would play as their multiplayer Spartans, or the host would play as Master Chief and then the other 3 players would play as 3 random Spartan 4s. But who knows, maybe in a future update they'll be able to change that. They probably won't though, let's be honest. But Halo Infinite's winter update has been tons of fun for me. Co-op, mission replay, a new battle pass with the new-ish stuff, a regular XP system which honestly feels so good to have in the game. Holy shit, how much an XP system does to make me feel motivated to keep playing multiplayer. But most importantly, we finally have Forge in this game, and it is fantastic. There are a few bugs and glitches here and there, but overall, it is awesome. All that being said though, I don't really want to sit here and say dumb shit like Forge saved Halo Infinite, because, well, the truth is it hasn't. Forge is great, but this isn't what's going to save Halo. And in my opinion, saying it will, or that the Halo community will, almost in a sense takes off some of that responsibility that sits on 343 to save this game. The way I see it, Halo Infinite will become like Halo 5 and MCC, a niche FPS game that only the hardcore fan base plays. If we wanted to be even half as popular as it was on launch, it's still going to take some serious work on 343's part. Desync needs to be improved, more game modes need to be added, more quality of life improvements, better PC performance, and mouse and keyboard support. I mean, mouse and keyboard on Halo Infinite is pretty much dead at this point, and if you're playing ranked, once you get into those higher ranked lobbies, MNK is pretty much non-existent. It is all just controllers. I also think we need a continued focus on the more casual side of Halo. It's what attracted most people to Halo in the first place. Bring back all those old game modes we all loved and give us an MCC styled match composer. Cause this battle royale playlist bullshit is just not at 343. Like, what is this? What is this? We went from this to this. It literally got worse. How? And also give us a separate career progression system similar to MCC. I mean, we finally have an XP system now, and while it feels good and having that be the main way you progress the battle pass is great, after you finish the pass, then what? All that XP goes to nothing. Bringing back the Master Chief Collection or Reach style career system would be awesome. All that XP would still go to leveling up and ranking up your career progression stats, and it would motivate people to still keep playing the game as they would still be leveling up. There's so much more that needs to be done to save this game, since it essentially launched unfinished. For me, the winter update is a step in the right direction to getting this game back on track, and hopefully 343 continues to pump out content, patches, and updates on a more consistent basis, which I know is a lot to ask for from 343, but I am trying to stay hopeful here, so you know, we're gonna keep the positive vibes. Maybe with a more consistent stream of content and updates, Halo Infinite will have a chance to be in the spotlight again. I mean, if Rainbow Six Siege could hit its stride 3 years into that game's life, then it's not possible for Halo Infinite to make a comeback, right? Especially since, just like Rainbow Six Siege, the core gameplay of Halo Infinite isn't that bad. But if not, then Halo will have its chance when Halo 7 comes out. Unless that Battle Royale game that Certain Affinity is working on turns out to be really good. Cause if it is, that 100% would bring some attention back to not only Halo Infinite, but just Halo as a whole. Anyways, that's it for today's video. If you made it this far, I would assume it's because you liked what you were watching. And if you did, liking and subscribing would be greatly appreciated. If anyone actually plays Halo or Halo Infinite, or any of these games on screen right now, and wants to play with me and my buds, I'll leave my Discord in the description below, as well as the rest of my social media BS, so you can have fun with that if you want. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time when I, surprise, surprise, come back to talk about more video game related topics. So, peace out.
Bro.
What is going on right now?
I have no idea.
I'm like choking on my own spit.
This is peak communication.
That is unnecessary. You're about to get unit.
Jay is actually thinking about it. Somebody needs to go to the
Fuck, bro.
He just got